I'm currently in Sydney, considered one of the most expensive cities in the world. Now, the minimum wage here in Sydney, if you are a casual employee, is $31 an hour. Now, can you guess what I've got in my hand? $31. Let's go and see what we can do in Sydney, one of the most expensive cities in the world, with $31. Now this equates to around £15, potentially 20 US dollars. So yeah, let's go and have some fun in Sydney. We are starting today in a place called Belmore Park, which is just behind Central Station, the main station here in Sydney. It is currently 27 minutes past 9 in the morning on a Saturday. The sun is shining. Let's get into Sydney. I think first thing on the agenda is a coffee. Let's go and try and find a place to sit with a coffee. Now, it'd be rude not to have a look at one of the famous things here in Sydney. It is the white ibis, commonly known as the bin chicken, because they are always hanging around bins with their big beaks, ripping through bags. You'll never go 5 minutes in Sydney without seeing a bin chicken. They are famous, but they are being pushed out of their natural habitat. They are usually living in wet marshland areas, but they're now living urban because there's so much waste, so much food around. You can see how many there are there. So we are in nearby Chinatown. There's a Starbucks coffee here behind me, but we're not going to go and get a Starbucks because that's really boring. We're going to try and find a nice cafe, have a coffee. Sydney or Australia are the connoisseurs of coffee. They really do enjoy their coffees. Yeah, see Chinatown there on the light rail station. This is a Saturday morning here in the city of Sydney. There seems to be some sort of Labubu pop-up there behind me. You know, Labubu's all the craze recently. And there's also a new Pop Mart store just around that corner there. Cupcakes on Pitt Street. Hello, how are you? Can I have a regular long black, please? Cash, please. Thanks. Is that $4.50?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So there we go then, first purchase, a long black for $4.50. So we'll have a little sit down here, watch the world go by, and then we'll continue to try and find what else we can spend the rest of the money on. So it's probably worth me mentioning what a long black is. Now, I hadn't heard of long black before I came to Australia, but it's essentially the same as an Americano. Well, it is an Americano, just by a different name. Long black Americano. Short black, I think maybe is a espresso. I don't know. Long black, no milk, just black coffee. We are now in Hyde Park. And no, not the Hyde Park in London. This is Sydney's very own Hyde Park. So at the end of this park is a place called Hyde Park Barracks, an old military barracks that was built way back when the first fleet first arrived in Australia. And we'll get to learn a bit about the barracks, a bit about the history of Australia, and the best thing about it, it is free entry. Now, that is going to go a long way with our short budget of $31. So let's head over to Hyde Park Barracks and we'll get to learn more about Australia. But this is it, this is Hyde Park. And over there behind us is the St Mary's Cathedral. Now, if my research is correct, that is the longest church in the whole of Australia. This is a statue for Major General Lachlan Macquarie. Now Mr. Macquarie's name is everywhere around Sydney. Streets, hospitals, roads, everything. He obviously liked his name that much. A lot of places are named after him. And there we are, over the road is the Hyde Park Barracks. You can see it's a really old building. 1819 or 1817. Even though it's free entry, you still have to go and make yourself known to the reception. Open daily 10 AM, so we've got here just after opening. Hi, how are you?
Pop that over your head,
Yeah, cool.
and slide automatically at the map, and we'll take you through here to the barrack.
Alright, excellent.
Thank
Okay,
you so much.
thank you.
Have fun.
So here we are, these are the Hyde Park Barracks. You get given a little phone tablet with information like you can read, and it also plays through these headphones on my head. Now I said earlier these were army barracks. I was completely wrong. These were built for the convicts that first arrived here in Australia. Then it turned into an asylum, and then it was a place for women workers to stay, I believe. We'll find out more when we go inside. So I've left the museum and the sun is so bright at the moment, so put the shades on. But yeah, that was the Hyde Park Barracks. That was a very quick whistle stop tour through the museum. You can spend at least an hour to 2 hours in there, and it's all free, and the information that they provide you is so good. It's recently been refurbished, so a lot of the exhibitions and storytelling is all new. So I would definitely recommend, if anyone comes to Sydney, to go to the Hyde Park Barracks. You get to learn about it being used for convicts, and then it turned into a asylum, and then it was a place to house immigrant women. Really good storytelling. Next door to the Hyde Park Barracks, you've got the Mint, formerly the Rum Hospital, the oldest surviving public building in Sydney's CBD. Here we have Il Porcellino. If coins are dropped into the fountain or donations are put into the box, legend says that if you rub the nose of the boar, you'll be endowed with good fortune. All donations will care for the sick in Sydney Hospital. Well, I'm on a budget, but 50 cents won't hurt. Let's go and put it in and rub the nose. Right then, let's go and put 50 cents in the old boar's. Give him a big rub. Hopefully we get some good fortune. This video gets 1 million views. Right, let's carry on into Sydney. Now there's a group of photographers over there taking a photo of something up here. Now I can't see nothing above me. It might just be a good view or the reflection of the sun maybe. We're in the centre of the CBD now, the Central Business District. Obviously it's a Saturday, so it's very, very quiet on these streets. If you were to come down midweek, these streets would be absolutely heaving, full of people in their suits, in their business attire, going about their daily life, working hard. But no, absolutely dead on the streets today. We're a few minutes away from Circular Quay, which will be very busy. Circular Quay is the main ferry terminus for all ferries from Sydney to places like Manly, Kirribilli. They're the only places I know. Watson's Bay, things like that. So we're gonna head down there, and I think that'll be what we do next. A ferry to somewhere, who knows where. What I will say, and I hope you can hear me above the wind, is there are a lot of small pockets of the greenery, park, shaded areas in and around the city, which are so nice. If you come down here on a work day, their place is so full of people just sitting in the sun, enjoying their food. Well, I say it's shaded, but people are sitting in the sun, so make of that what you will. I'm probably just chatting absolute hoop, but hopefully you get the idea, and I am painting a picture of what city life is like here in Sydney. As I was saying earlier, the old New South Wales Governor, Mr Macquarie, named a lot of places after himself. Here we are in Macquarie Place. So here we go, this is Circular Quay, where all the ferries are. There's also Carnival Splendour in port today. Now, if you are getting transport here in New South Wales, there's this thing called an Opal card, and there is daily max cap of $9.65 on a weekend, and you can use it as many times as you want. You can get 50 ferries in the day, and it's still only going to cost you $9.65. So you can either do that through a bank card or you buy an Opal card. Now, I already have an Opal card, so I'm going to use what I've already got. So we're going to take $9.65 off the total budget, and we're going to head on the ferry. We're going to head from Wharf 4 to Kirribilli, which is leaving in 7 minutes. And there's the Carnival Splendour. And you even have views of the Opera House as we go from the ferry. There's the city behind. See you later. Circular Quay. This is a cracking ferry route. You can see the Opera House. You can see the Sydney Harbour Bridge. And here we are, Kirribilli, already after around 5 minutes. Oh, there's a nice little coffee shop here on the jetty. I'm not sure what tree this is, but it is all over the place here in Sydney, and there's these purple petals all over the ground. But it honestly looks stunning. But just look at the mess it makes. There's a few cars up there absolutely covered in these petals. The great thing about Sydney is there are so many nice suburbs around. This is Kirribilli, and it is beautiful. So many nice houses, way outside of my budget, probably in the millions. There's a traffic light up there, what the hell? But yeah, this is one of the many suburbs that Sydney's blessed with. The Kirribilli is also blessed with another thing, which is the Kirribilli Market, weekend market. We're going to head there now. It's very nice. It takes place in a tunnel underneath the Harbour Bridge. Yeah, we'll go to the market, have a wander around, and then I think it'll be time for some lunch. Now, what can I get with my remaining budget, which is like what? Hopefully the numbers on the screen, because I can't add up in my head right now. I'm a little bit confused. This is the tunnel. I can't see any market here. This is it, this is the Kirribilli markets. They're not on. They are not on. What the hell? I thought it was every weekend. Oh, so yeah, no Kirribilli markets today. It must be on a Sunday then. Or perhaps it's just select days. Oh my god, I'm so confused. What the hell? Yeah, so no markets. Yeah, so Kirribilli market is closed 4 AM to 4:30 PM this Sunday. Sunday 9th, so that's tomorrow. Not today. Bollocks. Okay, I know what we can do next. This is the Sydney Harbour Bridge, what we saw from the ferry. You can actually walk across it back to Circular Quay. So let's go other side of the bridge. We'll walk up the stairs and we'll head across Sydney Harbour Bridge, where you get to see views across Circular Quay, the CBD, and also Sydney Opera House. Let's go. There we are then, this is Harbour Bridge. We're right in the middle of the sea now. Good views of the Opera House. The Carnival Splendor cruise ship looks absolutely tiny down there compared to where we are up here. And the best views of the Opera House. You've got people starting the Sydney Harbour Bridge climb that goes all the way to the top up there. This thing sells out months and months and months and months and months in advance, and it's fucking so expensive as well. All to stand on the top of the bridge being scared out of your nut? Nah. You've got to go up, you can see some up there as well. Down there is the Park Hyatt Hotel, which is the epitome of luxury. I would hate to imagine how much a night in the Park Hyatt is. Probably $600 a night, I'd say, which is around £300. Look at that though, chilling in the rooftop pool with a view like that. And there we have it, that was the Sydney Harbour Bridge. We're going to be dropping down into an area called the Rocks now, which is one of the most historic part of Sydney. This is where the first street in Sydney was, George Street, here in the Rocks. So we'll have a walk through and it links us back into Circular Quay, where we started on the ferry. Right, so we've got around $14 left and I need to get lunch. Now, as I was saying this morning, Sydney is one of the most expensive cities in the world, and lunch and food isn't the cheapest. You're talking easy $20, $30 for a meal, good meal in a sit-down restaurant. So I'm gonna have to try and be clever. I think I've got something up my sleeve.
Flared up and wanted kind of help.
This is one of the cafes on the Rocks. You can see a classic beef burger, $28. That's double what we've got at the moment. We've got about $14. We can't even get a ham and cheese croissant because that is $15. So we have to keep moving to find somewhere a little bit cheaper. Here's the famous Fortune of War, Sydney's oldest pub, and they've recently expanded. Got all this outdoor area, and they've also expanded into next door. Yeah, it's so busy though, look at that. But we're almost back in Circular Quay. Seems to be some sort of market here now as well. Sydney Cellar Door, 8th to 9th of November. Explore 40 wineries. Those donut balls look really nice. Way outside the budget for 14. A few donut balls there were $17. Fish tacos, $21. Nachos, $19.5. We are really below budget for food. But I have got something on my sleeve, as I keep saying, so let's go there now. Let's not waste. Yeah, it's definitely lunchtime. I'm feeling a bit peckish. There we go, I can see it. I can see the spot where we're gonna get a good feed for cheap. It is Guzman y Gomez Mexican Kitchen. Now, this is a very popular spot all across Australia. There are fast food venues everywhere. Mexican, burritos, tacos, nachos. Let's get in there. Hello, can I have a sparkling water, please?
Yeah, just one.
Yes, please, and $3 tacos.
Yep, 3 of them. Is it mild spicy?
Spicy, please.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. Okay, thanks. How much is that? $13.20. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Thanks. No, it's all good, thank you.
Thanks, have a good
Thank
one.
you. Look at this beef taco, 3 of them, $3 each, which works out to be about £1.50 each. They are absolutely beautiful, but I've never had 3 in one go before. I usually just get 1 as part of a meal. So let's tuck into these. By the way, I also added up wrong. I didn't have $14, I had $16. So if my calculations are right, we've still got $3.15 left to spend for today. But first things first, let's get into these. $3 each, you cannot go wrong. £1.50 each. Let's go. Honestly, so good. Guzman and Gomez is my go-to any fast food meal now. It's so cheap as well. And a sparkling water as well. This was $4.20, £2.10. If I was really wanting to keep the budget low, I could have just gone to a water fountain on the side of the street. Cheers. Well, I'm going to enjoy the rest of these tacos, and I'll pick this up very soon. But for the record, such good value. $3 each. Wow, brilliant. That was Guzman and Gomez. That was 3 beef, $3 tacos. Fucking unbelievable. So tasty. You always have to get it spicy. No point in going mild. Now in my pocket, I've got $3.20. However, the budget is actually 5 cents shorter at $3.15. I'm gonna try and go into a shop and see what I can get for this $3.15. So because we've maxed out the limit on the transport for today, we can get a bus, ferry, train, metro, light rail, anywhere. So I'm on the bus and this is gonna cost me $0 because we've got a $9.65 cap, which we've spent. Seeing these chocolate things down here, but chocolate banana $4, protein bowl $3.80. So I've only got $3.15. So no idea what I'm going to do to spend the last $3.15. Just thought to myself, oh, I'll come in and get some fruit. Surely that'll be less than $3.15. $4.50 for some fruit, man. So there's lemon slices, angel slices there for $3. I don't want to concede that easy with some of them, so we'll have a look what else. I think I'm gonna have to go for a pastry of some sort. I reckon maple pecan plate, maple pecan. Then we're gonna have 15 cents left over. I haven't even got enough money to go and have a coffee to enjoy with this, so I might have to go home, make myself a coffee and enjoy this at the confines of my own house. I've got 20 cents coin left, but it's actually 15 cents due to change. So what am I going to do with this? So there's a sweet lady that sits outside at Westfield here in Bondi every day. I think she's homeless. She wasn't there then, but her things are there and a cup, so I just threw the 20 cents in there. I know it was only 20 cents. That's all I had left. But yeah, that was $31 in a day in Sydney spent.